Our next speaker is James Cumming, Exploration Manager at Impact Minerals.
Thank you, Hilary, and thank you for taking time to listen to the Impact story. And I'll be talking about the Arkan project in the emerging nickel-copper PG province of southwest Yilgarn, right here in WA. This is the usual disclaimer, which you'll be able to find on our webpage. A little bit about the company, just a snapshot on our capital structure. We listed in 2006, which was quite a long time ago, hence the amount of shares on issue. Currently seeing a share price of 1.3, giving us a market capital of 37 million. And this is actually sort of double the price of what we were about a year ago when Mike presented here. We've got about $3 million in cash, so that should keep us going for a while. And the steady share price increase has probably been due to our Lake Hope acquisition, which is a high-purity alumina project just east of Hyden, which I'll touch on at the end of the presentation. We've got a strong support from our German shareholders, Bundenberg family, who are very supportive in the last raise, and ABC, who is a subsidiary of Deutsche Balaton, who are also on the register of a lot of companies. Here's a snapshot of all our projects. We've got about 10 projects covering a fair amount of square kilometres across the Yilgarn. Our Arkan project covers at least half of that area, so we've got a good strategic package there. And 5 of those projects we own 100%, and the other 5 are simple JVs, where the small parties are free carried to decision to mine. So yeah, a lot of the last 6 months have been focused on our Lake Hope project, which is currently under PFS. So that's given us a bit more time to focus on our Arkan project, which I'll be talking about. All right, so where are we? In the emerging nickel-copper PGM province. That's our license on the left of the screen there in yellow. So we sit in pretty good company. We got on the day that we released the project, Anglo American managed to square 10,000 square kilometres around us. So they obviously thought about it, and luckily we put them to the post. And the main reason for that is they were probably targeting that fundamental structure on the right of the screen, which has now been termed the Corrosion Tectonic Zone, which is a deep tap-in mantle structure. And obviously Chalice obviously believe in the prospectivity of nickel-copper PGM. They've recently did a joint venture with Northam, seen there in the green, which has roughly about 120 kilometre strike length of the Corrosion Tectonic Zone, and we share a similar strike length. A little history on the project. This was actually brought to Mike's attention from an ex-WMC colleague, just based on some real regional soil geochemistry sampling, which gave us pretty strong background elevations of nickel, copper, and gold. Got a pretty systematic approach at Impact Minerals. So one of the first things we do is a regolith mapping exercise on the left, which is pretty much shows that a lot of the area is covered by laterites in brown. There's not much outcrop. It's kind of been a bit undermapped by the geological survey, but the laterite's pretty amenable to soil geochemistry. We've also done a geology interpretation map, which kind of focuses on the middle of the area and those purple blobs, which are potential ultramafic intrusions. This is our soil sampling. So we've done a fair amount of soil sampling over the area. We've got a magnetic image on the left and a gravity image on the right. These are large, significant nickel-copper PGM anomalies. This is an additive nickel-copper PGM response ratio. And what it does show is that we've only touched about 25% of the project area. So just enhancing the prospectivity of the project. This is a zoom in on the northern part of our Arkin license, just a zoom in on the soil geochemistry. As you can see, there's long 2 by 4 kilometer soil geochemistry anomalies that are coincident with gravity anomalies and some magnetic lows, which could potentially represent ultramafic intrusions. We've spent some time in the field, gone out and mapped some of these areas, and lo and behold, we found the right rocks, lots of ultramafic rocks, whorlites and pyroxenites. So it looks like the soil geochemistry is mapping the right potential host rocks. This is two little sub-blocks just north of Arkin, which is our Bow project, which is probably our most advanced little area over Arkin. And this project's littered with magnetic anomalies all over the place, and there's a little snapshot there just showing Bow compared to the Julimar intrusion. And lo and behold, the right rocks again. We've found some beautiful layered gabbros, which could potentially represent the upper portions of these host rocks. We recently announced our results from our airborne EM survey, which has delineated 20 anomalies. This was a heli-TEM EM survey, sort of wide space, 400 meter space data, and we had the data looked at by consultant geophysics, resource potentials, and Intrepid Geophysics, who also helped us. And we commissioned Intrepid to process some of our line data, which has produced some real stonking anomalies and conductors. And some of these conductors are centered on gravity highs and coincident with nickel-copper PGM. Some of them are centered on magnetic lineations. So it's a real exciting target. At the same time, back in 2020, the government flew some SkyTM lines over the regional Great Southern. And actually, one of the lines flew over Gonaville, so we commissioned Intrepid to reprocess that data. And it actually lights up Julimar quite nicely. It's just an overview on what's expected over the next few months. It'll be a strong news flow. That map sort of depicts what we've collected in terms of soil samples. And then we've got about 1,000 soil samples still awaiting assay. We've just recently flown a mobile MT survey, so I'm excited to see the data from that, just in the hope of trying to map some deep resistivity structures over a key area on our project, and I'm interested to see how that relates to some of our airborne EM anomalies. And one of the tough things of working in the wheat belt is there's a lot of farmers in the area, there's a lot of plots. You've got to drink lots of tea with the farmers. So our ongoing land access is continuing. It seems like they might be cutting the harvest early this year, which will give us a bit more of a window to go explore and start doing some drilling. And I'll finish off on our Lake Hope project, just 2 slides. This is our project is situated between Hayden and Norseman. It's easily accessible, as you can see on that image. There's a fire trail that takes us right to the deposit, and we recently announced our maiden mineral resource of 880,000 tons of HPA contained alumina. It's really a unique deposit. Its value lies in the top 2 meters of the lake. It's got a simple crush and grind process. Literally have to truck it off site to laboratory in Kalgoorlie. It's easily processable by a disruptive metallurgy process. And yeah, we're really excited. So we've got a scoping study hopefully coming out in a couple of weeks. So yeah, that'll be good. And that what we're trying to show is that, you know, we aim to be the lowest cost producer in the HPA market, and really produce high margin growth potential for the company. So keep a lookout on that. So yep, come with us on the journey. Lots of work to do, and you know, hope to plan to drill Arkin early next year. Aim to be the lowest cost producer of HPA globally. You know, we've got a unique deposit in a tier 1 jurisdiction and a cost disruptive metallurgy process, which is non-PFS. So look out for the news, and thank you very much for your time.